He made sure he had his way, no matter what.
And Juan's way did not include letting Joanna end the relationship, no matter how often she tried.
He will either threaten to kill me or hurt me or himself if I didn't take him back, or he'll beat me until I said, okay, we're back together. Not because I wanted to. I was just scared.
There was good reason to be frightened. After Joanna removed Juan's photos from her MySpace page and made a final attempt to end things, Joanna says that he came to her house in the middle of the night and raped her at knife point.
And he puts his coat back on and puts the knife in his coat. And he's like, if you tell anybody about what happened tonight, I will kill you and the person you told. He's like, and I'll burn your house down. I'm like, don't worry, I'm not going to tell anybody.
But Joanna was finished being silent for Juan. She told friends what happened, and they convinced her to tell a teacher.
She said that he raped her. And she was shaken, so I told her, I said, well, we have to tell the authorities. So we went to the principal, and the principal got Cleveland police involved, and she made a report, and I believe they arrested Juan that night.
When they arrested Juan and put him in jail, you knew that he'd threatened you. Did you feel you were safe as long as he was in jail?
I felt safe.
But 4 days later, Juan was released from an overcrowded detention center and placed on house arrest, monitored only by an ankle bracelet. When not working at his fast food job, he was supposed to stay at home. But according to the ankle bracelet logs of March 5th, 2007, Juan left his house at 1:03 p.m. Around that time, Joanna was delivering happy birthday wishes.
March 5th, it was my birthday, and she brought me a birthday card and a balloon, and, you know, she said, happy birthday, and I said, well, Johanna, be careful, because, you know, Juan is out on bond, so just watch out for him. And she was just like, oh, okay, you know. She didn't think it was a big deal.
Hours later, Juan, armed with a sawed-off shotgun and in a mask, was hiding near Joanna's driveway.
He had this plan from the beginning. There's nothing instantaneous about it. He had to leave his apartment here to go down to Johanna's house, wait for her, for the right opportunity for him to strike.
And then that night on the news,
a 17-year-old Cleveland juvenile charged with raping his 18-year-old girlfriend is now charged with trying to kill her with a shotgun.
I just knew it was her.
Juan Ruiz was in police custody within an hour after shooting Joanna. She was in the hospital for 6 weeks and in rounds of reconstructive surgery for years. Joanna and Juan would see each other again at his sentencing hearing. What would these former young lovers have to say to each other now? That when we come back.
You kept telling me you love me, but the next day I always ended up on the floor.
A shotgun blast from her former boyfriend sent Joanna Orozco into a medical marathon of recovery and reconstruction. As documented by reports and photographs in the Cleveland Plain Dealer, when reconstructive surgeon Dr. Michael Fritz began, much of Joanna's face had been blown away. So the lower jaw, all the lower teeth, the chin, the left side of...
It's just missing.
It's all completely gone.
There's a free-floating bone in the middle there. And then all of this bone here should look like this bone here. This is just shattered. And then everything else is just completely shredded.
In an operation that lasted 13 hours, Dr. Fritz established a new jaw by using both skin and bone from Joanna's leg.
The fibula is kind of like the appendix of the skeleton. You don't really need it. It bears less than 5% of the weight in the leg.
It was a complicated surgery that required months of recovery before Joanna's most basic functions returned. She couldn't close her mouth.
She can't close her mouth at all, and so she had trouble talking, trouble eating at all these steps here. And then from this picture to that picture, we made it so she can close her mouth, and that was a huge victory.
And at this point, she's able to start eating?
Eating better. I think she was probably the happiest after one of her operations. She texted me how happy she was, like the next day, because her mouth was closed.
32 days after being shot, Joanna could finally enjoy eating again.
Not being able to eat for so long made me love food even more.
But her ordeal was far from over. Dr. Fritz performed 9 more surgeries on Joanna, and while her physical functions were returning to normal, there's one thing that may not. Will there be a day, do you think you can get her to a point where people won't point and look and it won't be so readily apparent that something terrible has happened to her?
I think she will always have scars that are noticeable. I think we can make a lot of progress, but if you look closely at her, I'm never going to make it look like nothing happened. I can't.